In tradition of If the Cemetery Could Talk, we have another story brought to you by the good old Betty Domson. Betty lived a long life. Man, what was she? 112. That's right, Betty. So there's many stories that Betty had. Whew. Betty did not have a lot of family members because she outlived all of them because she was that damn old. 157? Hey, nobody really knew how old Betty was. So, on this particular day, Betty's great friend that used to work at the supermarket told a story. Now, they said that Betty used to come into the grocery store all the time. So they asked Betty, paper or plastic? Betty said, don't worry about it. I got my own bags. What? What is this? Betty never brings her bags. Betty was paper and plastic, double bag every time. And on this particular day, Betty bought her own bags. So the cashier looked at her in her eyes and said, Betty, what is up with you today? And she said, you know what? It's time for change, baby. We need change. So the cashier, little John boy, said, well, Mrs. Domson, right now you need to pay if we asking for change. Domson said, oh, I need to grab one more thing. As she walked away, a couple seconds later, the lights went black everywhere in the store. Over the loudspeaker, we heard, clean up on aisle 12. So as he walked down towards that aisle, right as he hit the aisle, the lights cut back on. The dust settled. And as he looked up, he saw an open package of grapes. Werther's Originals, the Inquirer, all spread out on the floor, wondering what happened. As he looked to the left, he saw Mrs. Domson's leg. And then he looked to the right, he saw her arms. And then he saw her birth certificate coming out of one of her pockets. And it said, Betty Domson, 24 BC. So, Betty, she lived a great, long life. She got to see Jesus. She got to see Moses. She got to see Barack Obama. And she got to see a lot of other things. This was all told by John Boy at her last resting moments. With tradition holding up and stories being shared, that concludes another episode of If the Cemetery Could Talk.